Every morning for 7 years I got the train to school, the 7:43 from Orpington, platform 4. My friends and I always sat in the same seats at the end of the front carriage, and some other boys from my school would sit across the aisle from us. Tom Barrow was one of those boys. He was in my form, but we weren't friends. All I knew about him was that he got on my train, was 6 feet tall by year 9, and he always ate a ham and cheese sandwich on the way to school. It wasn't what was in the sandwich that interested me, but the way he ate it. One morning in year 7 I looked over at Tom and I noticed it, and every day from then on I just had to watch. When the train stopped at Bickley, he'd take the sandwich out from his lunchbox. Then, the moment the train pulled away, he'd take the first bite. He'd eat the sandwich slowly, never stopping or eating too slow or too fast, and when the train came to a halt at the next station, Bromley South, he'd swallow the last mouthful. Every school day morning I watched him eat his sandwich. It wasn't always perfect. Sometimes he misjudged his timings and had to even things out by taking a small bite that looked like a big bite, or swallowing a larger piece of sandwich like it was a smaller piece. And then there was the day that there were signalling problems up the line, and our train was held between the two stations and Tom had to eat his ham and cheese sandwich very, very slowly. But he did it, and when we finally pulled into Bromley South he swallowed the last bite, triumphant. It was a dark January morning in year 11 when it all ended. Tom took his sandwich out at Bickley, as usual, but something was wrong. His mum had cut it into quarters. He looked up and caught my eye, and in that instant he knew that I had been watching him for all these years. His face went red. I tried to avoid him, but it was hard. In the form room he'd elbow me out of the way or throw his PE bag at me. At lunch, if I walked past his table, looking to see if he was eating his ham and cheese sandwich, he'd stick his leg out to trip me up. I started getting the earlier train and sat alone in the front carriage. In year 12, Tom Barrow left to go to 6th form at another school. I've heard these days he's a high-flying banker in London, and for all I know, he's never eaten another ham and cheese sandwich. But me, sometimes I still ride the 7:43 from Orpington and watch the houses fly past and think about those 4 years I had with Tom. Sometimes I bring a ham and cheese sandwich and try and eat it like he used to, spacing the bites evenly between the stations, not going too slow or too fast. But it's a lot harder than it looks.